Ring, ring. Hey, hello, this is Carter.
Hey, Carter, Andrew with Chesterfield Valley Dental Group. I just wanted to get with you on this and figure out, my boss had some questions on this as to why I should be going to do this for our company, and just kind of wanted to get some general information on it with you again.
Sure, yeah. You know what? We didn't get to go through the whole utility. Things with, you seem to have a good understanding, but we have an analysis that really gets in depth, and it'll show you a lot more of the detail about how you can come up with a budget and how much revenue you should expect. Can I go over that with you real quick? It's something we have that is exclusive. We own it. We created it. It comes from years of stuff. The guy who started our company, he's an old IT guy from Anheuser-Busch. Can I go over that with you?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. We've got this utility here. So a couple things, like I said, we touch on that we had talked about a little bit before. But I still had the page ranker up there for your site, and you see you've got a couple of these keywords that you show up, and you're really on page 2 for a bunch. But there's most all of these you're not showing anywhere at all, or you're way down page 6, page 7. So these are the ones we're gonna do 36 keywords for you, I think, to start, and do that in about 6 months, right?
Right.
So let me show you then the utility. We do these utilities all the time for all different kinds of industries, and we've got a bunch of them. But I've got a dentist one here. It's got very similar keywords. It's not the exact same keywords you'll see in there, but this is the best resource you'll find available. It kind of explains how search marketing works for the organic side, so it's SEO, search engine optimization. But here's a list of the similar keywords, and they're global search. And these are very similar to the keywords we just pulled right out of the Google search that we created, the list that we went through to get these keywords. Remember, we got those right out of Google?
Right.
Yeah, that's where we got these two, same stuff. So with these, then we've dumped these keywords in. It's given us the local search volume, which is the United States. We know that we're in St. Louis, so we're trying to target the population around St. Louis. So you're probably comfortable with most, people drive 15, 20 minutes to come to you for most parts of St. Louis. So there's about 2.8 million people around you there. So what this thing does is it figures out, okay, where is the sweet spot? Well, Andrew, in this list, we've got almost 800 words. I'm going to see how exactly we got. Yeah, we had 809 on this line. We started line 5. So what's that? 804 keywords in our list. We're not going to do 804 keywords. There's really not any justification to do that. We've narrowed it down because we're saying, where's the sweet spot? Where is it not too competitive? And we got a max factor of 1 for those. And where is it still not too low in search volume, and there's still enough searches? So this really is a difference of about 440 and 1,000 searches each month is a sweet spot for these keywords that we're estimating that we're going to get. And it uses that formula you'll see on the front page. So we're doing a local metro. We're assuming that a dentist, their client spends about $300 per visit. They stick around for about 6 years. So that would be that would be, how many years? We're saying 5 years. Well, whatever we get to, yeah, it would be, how many visits is that? It'd be 5 visits, we're just saying. So a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years. So at $300 each, yeah, that'd be 5 visits. It's about $1,500 the dentist would make over the time of a 2.5 year client. We'll show you how many visits it's showing that you'll show up for, and then we're going to go down and show further what the costs are. But the key to this is that understanding that we're saying that on average there's 10 spots on page 1. We're trying to get you on page 1 for, we're going to say 85% of these keywords that fall into our good range of about 1,000, about 440 up to 1,000 searches a month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're not going for keywords that are searched 12,000 times. It's too competitive. We cost more than our discount rate of $166 in labor to get that done. But one keyword that gives you 500 searches is going to bring you 2 or 3 clients over a couple months. You'll more than make your money back. But let's be realistic and not go for keywords that are too competitive. So we're keeping our range between about 440 and about 1,000. So with that, it's narrowed it down to 38 good solid keywords out of all these 804 We got about, and you can see where some of these, we've sorted this by search volume. So we'll go down here to about where we're at here. And we're going to delete all of these because that just left a bunch out that are still not affecting our range. We're getting somewhere in this lower range for our volume. So I'll take out, we don't want salary, dentist salary. I'm going to take those two out also. And you see then we're down to exactly 36 good core keywords. So let me explain this, how this kind of comes together. We'll go over to the projections tab here. There's a summary tab. Gives a little more simplified version, but I want to give you a little more in depth about how this is going. So of all those keywords we put together, of 804, and now we've narrowed it down to just that 116 or so, we're only going to get you to show up for about 36. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But if you took all 114 we still had left on the sheet, there's still about 2.6 million searches nationally. But we're taking this number and we're saying, well, it's not the national number we're going after the St. Louis number. St. Louis represents about 1% of the population. So it's about 1% of that total, and then there's only about 35% of the, not every single person puts, and you may not believe this, Andrew, but not every single person puts in dentist and then turns around and puts in dentist St. Louis. And those are the ones we're going after. Dentist is national, big competition. You're not narrowing it down by geo, by a city, until you put dentist St. Louis. But about 35% of people will do that. We've got facts and stats that show that that's really true. But they say 52% here. Google says 20% here. So we're going to go in between. There's another study we've got that says right at 35%. But that still leaves us with about 10,000 searches for you for your 36 keywords you'd show up for. And we're really going to say that we're only going to get about 80% of those, just trying to keep it, a little low end. We'll shoot a little bit low. 85% we're going to get you to show up for. So really, out of the 36 keywords, we get you to show up for about 9,000 a month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're on page 1, on average spot 6, for all your keywords we get you ranked for, you're averaging spot 6. Not spot 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5, but spot 6 on average. Some will be a little lower, some a little higher. But if we get an average of spot 6 gets clicked on about 13% of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's kind of our average. So if we're getting 13% of the time, and we've narrowed down to 9,000 searches you're going to show for people in St. Louis, not 9,000 people, 9,000 searches. So we've got 9,000 searches done by probably 3,000 people. And you can imagine it's probably any given month, 3,000 people in St. Louis who are trying to find a dentist. Make sense?
Yeah.
So if we got 13% of those searches that you're going to get clicked on because you are on page 1 for just that short list of 36 of those keywords, it's going to bring about 1,200 visits to your site. So if you take down the average, and we've got stats to show this too, and this is conversion rate. We touched on this earlier, but you can see our conversion rate. Organic conversion rate is about 7, and for sales, for lead conversion is about 7. So we get a total conversion rate. We're saying 7.2, keeping it honest. That's about 89 of those. Of all those visits, only 89. 92.8 are turning away and leaving. But 7% are coming to you. But that's down to 89. Of the 89, only the 7.2% of those are actually going to book an appointment and come in and see you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's each month. So if you got 6 new clients in a month, then we've got $1,500 per client you make. That means in each month you're going to make about $9,647. That's a percentage thing. Totaling about $115,000, and for doing this for you for $166 per keyword for 36 keywords, you're going to spend right at about $6,000, making a net profit of about $109. So that's pretty good profit for $6,000 invested. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally.
So let's say that we cut that off by 25%, and we cut that off by another 25%. That we're bringing our lead rates down. We're saying we only get 5.4% of the people who visit turn to leads, and another 5.4% actually closed. So now you're still getting 4 new clients a month, and I mean, just to lowball this a little bit, 60,000 in revenue brought in for your 6,000 that you spent. So where does this thing really can you just fall apart? I mean, you got to get down to where these numbers are not realistic, they're not honest, and you're still making 22,000 if you only get 3% of the visits to your site, and 3% of those come in as new clients. So does that help make a little more sense about how this is profitable for you as a dentist to get people to find you on the internet through the organic searches?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any questions I can help you with?
I don't have any off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I can send this report to you. We'll turn this into a PDF and send it to you if you like. What numbers did you like best? Do you want to keep it really low, or do you want to keep it middle? Do you want to keep it with industry averages?
Let's go with the averages.
Industry averages? Okay, you'll be able to explain your boss, and if you want me to, I can print it off both ways. But even if you keep it at only 77.2%, which is right around the industry average, about 109,000. So you'd have to get half of that before you only made 5 times your money. So why don't I go ahead, I will file, save as, and I'm going to make it as a PDF. And they used to do it separately, now it's a part of the drop down. So I'll go ahead and save that. And I'll go ahead and send this PDF to you. Is that alright?
Sounds good.
Alright. Well, great. Thanks, Andrew. Let me know if you have any other questions. Like I say, we've already got your payment, I think, or the contract sent in, just send your payment, and we'll get this started for you.
Okay.
Alright. Thanks, Andrew. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Alright.